Well, good morning. Welcome to it. 7:15. It is the Plan B Morning Show. Oh, it's Brock and Skeletor. Don't bring me into your videos. I don't want to do this. Sorry, Skeletor, you're in it. Now I'm streaming, and I want people to know that I actually am holding a Skeletor action figure, which, I don't know, I guess makes it better, maybe. Me losing my mind here on air because Kiki's off, so I got no one to talk to. I'm back by myself again. Unbelievable. Not by myself. I didn't mean that, Skeletor. Okay. You hurt my feeling for a second. I'm really trying here. I took time away from not attacking He-Man to be with you. I know, and I appreciate it, Skeletor. You're a good guy, and you have fantastic muscle mass. Thank you. It's pretty amazing because I'm all bone under here. Yeah, I know. You got a bone face, but then amazing muscles. Look at those forearms. Your quads are out of this world. Look at those quads. Yeah, I do a lot of legs. Legs are a key part of my workout. You don't just want the beach muscles. So squats are important and deadlifts. All right, my God. Lost it again. I'm just going to put on my cool new shades. I'm just going to sit here and just spit out, man. Just spit out. If you're wondering what's going on, Kiki's family is in town. She's got her sister and her niece and her mother are in town. And so she took a couple mornings off. She'll be back with us on Monday. Don't worry. I'm not looking for a new one yet. But I do have to do the show solo. And whenever I do it solo, it's weird. As much of an introvert as I am, I need to talk to someone. It's outside of myself. And maybe that's why I always have like this inner dialogue going, because I always got to have a weird ass conversation going on with someone. And today it just happens to be myself. Well, and you, but I can't hear you respond. So if you're out there responding, thank you. But I can't hear you. I guess that's why the stream is good. You can respond to me on the stream. Yes, yeah. Alan said the Plan B show, otherwise known as Castaway, starring Brock. I'm going to get a Wilson ball. Alan said I should get a Wilson ball, and that would actually be great when I'm by myself. Look, if Tom Hanks could survive as long as he did alone on that island with nothing but a volleyball with a bloody handprint on it, I surely can do a show with one. So I'm going to go to Dunham's and get myself a Wilson co-host. It'll be great. It'll be great. Not that I don't love you, Skeletor. Oh, thanks. I thought you were replacing me already. Don't do that, or it won't only be He-Man who I try and defeat. All right, easy there, Skeletor. But you relax a little bit, man. Anyway, but we're doing good. We're making it through on a Thursday, which good news is there is enough to keep me occupied on a Thursday. We do have the Screaming Yellow Summer, which is going on again today. We're going to be in South Haven from 11 to 1 at Primart. Got your bonus entries. I was looking at my list, which I have back behind me here, which it's amazing. How we still have a lot left, but also compared to the whole summer, very few Screaming Yellow Summers on the way for you to get those bonus entries and even get qualified. So I would recommend getting out as much as you can to these qualifying rounds so you can get those entries and hopefully win. So I'll have more details coming up a little bit later on. But yes, Screaming Yellow Summer with Primart, South Haven today, 11 to 1. I'll see you out there with those bonus entries and also the amazing deals that are happening there. All right. Well, that said, I'm going to do a few things this morning. I still got sports on the way. We'll do topic of the day if I find one. I may do, you know what I'll probably do? I'm going to do back in the day. I think back in the day for your topic of the day. That's always fun. See what happened. But right now, hey, let's do it. It's your morning dump. As always, your morning dump brought to you by Pump That Septic. Clean your septic today with Pump That Septic. Call them 269-445-7777 or visit pumpthatseptic.com. Yeah. Pump it. Yes, pump your septic. All right, damn it. Damn it, Skeletor. I wasn't ready for you. Sorry. I was trying to hop in. I apologize. That's Skeletor talking in a distance. Anyway, pumpthatseptic.com. And yes, I'm going to leave the shades on, I think, the whole time. Kind of like in Big Daddy, where when the little kid is shy and when he's shy. And so Adam Sandler's character, Sonny, how did I remember that? Gives him the sunglasses, and it says it makes him invisible. It makes Julian invisible. That's why I'm wearing my shades. It just helps me. It's actually, you know what? It's not Brock doing the show. It's Brad doing the show today. So I'm really just going to let her rip. I'm really going to let her rip. Why don't we kick it off with this? It's International Cat Day. Ow! 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 I'm not really a cat guy. You know, it's not like hey, F you cats, but I don't know. I think I would take like a big friendly dog over a cat. Now, don't get me wrong. The ease of owning a cat definitely outweighs the just burden a dog brings. And I mean that in the nicest way. Look, a dog is just like having a toddler for a long time. All right. That's what it is, especially when they're puppies. My God. And then training them, making sure they know to let you know when they need to go outside. I don't plan on getting a puppy anytime soon, even after our last dog, Bear, kicks the bucket. But I always liked the kind of ease of owning a cat. Here's what I'm going to say about cats. And for all you cat lovers out there, your cat doesn't love you. Okay. And I know that may seem mean because you and Mr. Whiskers is Mr. Bigglesworth. Is that the one from Austin Powers? Mr. Bigglesworth. Your cat doesn't love you. Now, I'm not saying your cat hates you. I'm not saying that your cat wants to murder you. What I'm saying is your cat is indifferent to you. You feed the cat. You clean up its litter box. You take care of all the cat's needs. But even with that said, the cat would not care if you died. He would end up probably just, if you died and no one knew you died, your cat would eat your corpse. That's what I'm saying. And that's not the cat's fault. That's not the cat's fault. It's just how they're conditioned. It's just how they're conditioned to do. Now, if you die, your dog will lay next to you and then die of sadness and hunger right next to its owner. A cat will move on. It will eat your body. All right. Probably start at your toes, I'm guessing. Work its way up. When it's done with you, when you get a little gamey, it's going to go find someone else. It's going to go out the cat door and go find another person that will feed it fancy feast and clean up its litter box. Give it its meow mix and stroke it. And that's just how cats are. That's just how cats are. I think it's wild how much stock Egyptians put into cats. They worshiped cats, and maybe we're missing something. And maybe that's also why two cats are snooty. And even the cats now, they're descendants of these high society cats. And so now they have this kind of snootiness about them, like they're better than us. I don't know, but a lot of people love cats. A lot of people do. I will tell you, the only cat I would get at this point is one of those Maine Coons, like the big ass, like it looks like a bobcat. You know what I'm talking about? If you don't know, Maine Coon, that would be the only cat I would get because they're massive. Is that the biggest domestic cat you can get? Hold on, let me look this up. Biggest domestic cat. Yeah, it's the Maine Coon. Look at that thing. That is awesome. That is so cool. They can get up to 25 pounds. A 25-pound cat, that would be awesome, man. Oh, but the hair on that thing? How do they handle hairballs when you're that big? Blah. Why do cats make that? Blah. That's the noise a cat makes when it has a hairball. It's so aggressive. Blah. Blah. It's like, are you okay? Blah. All right. I'm going to let you work that out, Mr. Whiskers. You figure it out. But yeah, so anyway, again, for all you cat lovers, I'll wrap it up with this. Your cat doesn't love you. It never will. But it tolerates you. It's indifferent towards you because you give it fancy feast and clean out its litter box. That's where I stand on cats. And I don't blame the cat for that. I don't. That's just how it works. Bah. Bah. Anyway, happy International Cat Day. International Cat Day. What about this? When it comes to vacationing, younger adults are less into relaxation and more into activities than older generations. I mean, I think that makes sense. According to a new survey, both Gen Xers and Boomers prioritize relaxation when traveling, 51 to 57%, respectively. Whereas Gen Zers, 54%, and Millennials, 45%, are more interested in making memories. 29% of those don't prioritize relaxation on vacation, find it a waste of time, especially millennials. So obviously it makes sense that the older generations, I mean, I think that's a different mindset. You know, a lot of older generations, more manual labor, blue collar jobs, I would say, worked hard. When they go on vacation, when they took vacation, they didn't want to go, go, go. No, they wanted to sit in a chair next to a pool, drinking, whatever it may be. Now, for us, I think we got things much easier. So now we prioritize and we want to go do this and go on this and go zip lining, go rock climbing, go see this, go do that, do this, which I find myself doing. I like to stay active on vacation. I don't like to go crazy though, you know. Like, and when I say active, like I like going fishing and, you know, maybe get on the 4-wheel, like do stuff like that. Maybe hit up a flea market or two, but nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. My wife, on the other hand, she will have a list, like a list of things we need to do, which I guess it keeps us organized. It keeps us occupied. But there are times where I'm like, I'm going to set that list on fire. I don't want to do all of those things that you just mentioned. It seems like a little much. Seems like a little much. But yeah, older generations want to kick back, sit on a beach, toes in the sand, do some drinking. Younger generations out there, let's do this, let's do this, let's do this. That's how it works. That story didn't really pan out as much. What do you think, Skeletor? That wasn't a very good story. Find a different one. All right, I'm working on it. Jesus. Maybe so mean, Skeletor. Well, I'm just saying it wasn't the best choice. It was kind of boring. I know. Let's end with this. maybe Skeletor can do a story for me. Maybe that would be good. He can find something. If it's so easy, Skeletor. Well, I'm just saying you should have tried harder on that one. I know. No, we'll end with this. This isn't bad. And it's another Gen. No, wait. I don't want to do that one. Where's it at? Damn it. Where'd it go? I lost it. This is it's faltering so bad. Oh, here it is. This is actually a good one. I swear. Not everyone loves how virtually everything has become digitized. Books, magazines, letters, and a ton of business paperwork. But there is one major advantage to this technology that everyone can agree on. Paper cuts are becoming a thing of the past. Now, think about that. Okay? When's the last time you had a paper cut? Now, most of us, now I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but compared to, 15 years ago, I mean, I can't remember the last time I actually got a paper cut because I'm not handling paper. Hardly ever. A group of researchers recently conducted some experiments on paper cuts, and to spare themselves the pain, they used a gelatin replica of human tissue. Pussies. But as you might guess, some paper thickness are less dangerous. Flimsy, thin stuff like tissue paper and heavier, thicker stuff like postcards are less likely to cut. So what's the worst paper? A thickness of around 65 micrometers was the paper cut sweet spot. That makes a dot matrix printer paper the most treacherous, followed by paper used in various magazines and books. So that, if you have a measuring thing, 65 micrometers is the sweet spot. By the way, researchers also found that the angle of slicing also played a role. Paper pressed straight down into the gelatin was less likely to cut than paper that cleaved across and down. So like that. But I do think about this, though. Think about that in your mind in this digital world. When's the last time you had a paper cut? Probably been a while, unless you're handling paper every single day, which I don't think most of us do. I mean, on the average, I handle very little paper during the week, and I can't remember the last time I had a paper cut. However, I am going to bring in something here. I'm going to throw the curve a little bit. You know what has happened more? cardboard cuts. And that is because we are ordering more packages through Prime, and we all get excited. I know I do. Instead of taking the time, getting my knife out, opening it, I'll just kind of try and rip it, and then I'll slide my hand. That's a great way to lose some digits. Cardboard cuts, they're not as common. They're not as common. It takes a lot. But if you get a slice from that board, that cardboard, forget about it. You might as well amputate your hand because that is awful. It is terrible. So, yeah, I have had that a couple, in the recent years. But paper cuts, man, they're on their way down. It hurts so bad. Paper cuts, I don't know why. No, actually, I do know why. Actually, I remember reading somewhere. It's because it's not like a clean cut. I mean, you don't want to get cuts either way, but it's something because it's not like, a sharp steak knife with a nice, clean edge. No, when you look at like a paper on a microscopic level, it's not a clean edge. So you're like just doing some damage. That's why it stings so bad. Ooh, and you put it in your mouth. But yeah, watch out now, because cardboard cuts, that's a real thing. That's a real danger. And in this world we live in, it may be digital and we may not have little paper, but we do have Amazon and 2-day shipping, and that'll get you. That will get you. Anyway, was that any better, Skeletor? It was a little better. I too don't like paper cuts. Honestly, you know who I'd love to give a paper cut to? He-Man. Thanks, Skeletor. All right, there you go. That is your morning dump. We'll be back. Hold on. I can't believe as many people are holding on as they are. I appreciate it. Good morning. Guten Morgen. That's very good. Guten Morgen. Guten Tag. Is that good day? Guten Tag. I think so. Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Grant. Good morning, Scott. I was all alone. I was all by myself. No one was looking. I was thinking of you. Don't worry. I'm not going to go that far. Which deep cut Dookie album, hidden track. Good morning, Stacy. Good morning, Morgan. Brian, thank you for backing me up on that. And again, it's not with the cat thing. That's what I was talking about, the cat thing. And it seems mean to say that your cat doesn't love you, but if a cat could talk about, no, I don't love you. I like you as a friend. That's what it is. Cats just like you as a friend. That's what it boils down to. Good morning, Michael from Manitowoc. Beautiful area, my home state. I've kicked around Manitowoc quite a bit. Beautiful area. That's actually, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that's where the ferry goes to. If you take the ferry out of Ludington, I believe that's where the ferry ends, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. Yeah. At the Ludington, Manitowoc. That's it. Yep. Beautiful area. That's a fun little ride, by the way. If anybody's ever done the ferry from Ludington to either Manitowoc to Ludington or Ludington to Manitowoc, that's a fun little ferry ride. It's like 4.5 hours long. Anyway, what's up from Manitowoc? Toigers. Is that a toy tiger? I'm guessing, kind of like a teacup Yorkie, but in the cat world. That would be my guess. I doubt that's legal though, Stacy. Maybe it is. I don't know. Actually, you can buy tigers, right? Mike Tyson had them. Why not? Anyway. All righty. Good morning. It's the Plan B Morning Show, 7:34. It's Brock hanging out by myself. All by myself. Don't want to be. Oh, God, please, no singing. Sorry, Skeletor. I won't sing. Skeletor's butt on the stream. What is happening? I've lost it, folks. I lost it a long time ago. Anyway, welcome to it. We got to keep things moving here, folks, because somehow I did get behind schedule. It's time for sports. All righty. Let's see here. We'll start with some baseball, and then we do have football. to talk about. I know it's preseason, but we're going to get into it. Baseball action last night. The Tigers beat the Mariners 6-2. Athletics beat the White Sox 3-2, and the Cubs edged out the Twins 8-2. Tonight, Detroit taking on Seattle 9:40. You can catch that on News Talk Sports 94.9 WSJM and 9:15. The White Sox and the Cubs are off. Let's talk some Olympics here real quick, just because that's still going on. I'm going to end with football. I'm going to end with football because that's the most important thing to me. Some Olympic news. Philippines gymnast Carlos Yulo is the first male gold medalist in his country's history. And when he gets home, he's going to get a lot of free stuff because of it. The Philippine government will give him $173,300 US. A real estate firm has promised him a fully furnished 3-bedroom unit at the largest condo developed in Manila. The University of Mindanao has pledged free university credits. He's also going to get lifetime supplies of ramen, mac and cheese, and grilled chicken offered by various restaurant chains. Hey, not a bad little payday after winning the gold. Well, you know, that's the thing. Some of these smaller countries, and obviously the Philippines isn't like that small by any means. And I'm surprised that that's the first male gold medalist in the history of that country. That seems pretty crazy. But, you know, hey, he put the time in, and he's going to be living like a king in the Philippines. Well, nicely done. Well, congratulations, Carlos. See, that's what I think would be the cool part about winning the gold. I mean, obviously, you're the best at your sport in the world, but it's all the fun stuff afterwards, right? You know? And if you're like Michael Phelps, I mean, all right, you get it done in like a 8-year span, and then you're set. You don't got to do anything else. I know for a lot of them, they bring home a bronze, you know, they end up getting a day job afterwards. I get that, but looks like Carlos is going to be doing all right, man. Doing all right. Won that gold. Living like a king in the Philippines. Hey, here's an interesting little fact about the Olympics as well. Even if you don't win a medal at the Olympics, there's a consolation prize for the athletes who finish 4th through 8th. They all get a certificate called an Olympic diploma. I don't even know if I'd want that. Like, I mean, again, it's cool to be recognized. You know, obviously you want to be on the podium. You want to get bronze, silver, or gold. That's the main goal of that, right? But I feel like getting a certificate, a piece of paper, an Olympic diploma might just kind of add salt to the losing wound. You know what I mean? Like, thanks, guys, but this is just, it's almost worse. It's almost worse because it's just a reminder of how, I mean, you still did, I guess I shouldn't say you did poor. I mean, if you're finishing even 8th in the Olympics, unless there's only 8 competitors, which that's obviously not the case in those sports, because there's much more than that. There's much more than that. Maybe there's not a ton more. So, yeah, I could see maybe if you got the diploma and there was only 8 competitors and you were the 8th one, it's sort of like, hey, you still finished last, but here's a piece of paper to remind you. But if there's, 200 competitors, that'd be, I guess, okay. I don't know. And participation trophy. And is it at least laminated? Did you put it in a frame? Or is it like, like when my daughter graduated pre-K and they gave her this little thing, like, it's got stars on it, crayon written. They wrote your name in crayon. All right. Maybe just keep that. Maybe keep it unless maybe it's in a nice frame or something. But yeah, so even the losers get something. 4th through 8th, though. If you're 9th, forget about it. No piece of paper, nothing. Go home, you loser. Lastly, Olympic news. We're crushing it in the medal count. We're just kicking ass. We got 94. We just bumping those numbers up, continuing to dominate all those other little pansy-ass countries over there. Yeah, I said it. USA, baby. No, it's been good for the USA. 94 on the count. We got 32 bronze, 35 silver, 27 gold. Still leading the gold count, but it is close with China. China, keeping it close. China, we're still winning, though. China. But yeah, USA doing it up. All right, that's enough of the Olympics. Because we still got, a couple more days. It goes through the weekend, right? I think so. I think it finishes this weekend. Closing ceremony, if I'm not mistaken. It's a long time. It's 2 weeks. All right, let's talk about football. Let's talk about the good stuff. Preseason is officially here tonight. The Lions taking on the Giants at 7 o'clock. Now, preseason doesn't mean anything. It's a great time to kind of get ourselves geared up, get in that football mindset. It's kind of weird because it's August, it's the first week of August. It feels kind of goofy that we're already, getting into football mode. September really is the start of it. Fall, football, here we go. But preseason is a nice way. Dust off the jerseys, get the crock pots ready because it's almost game time. And it is exciting for all you Detroit fans, kicking off and picking up where you left off from a awesome season last year. It pains me to say that. As a Green Bay Packer fanatic, I don't like saying that the Lions are good now, but Campbell has put a team together, man. He's changed the dynamics. He's changed the mentality in Detroit. And I've talked about this before on the show. We thought we had a lot of fun with it. His first press conference talking about biting off kneecaps. Like, all right, buddy, why don't you calm down? It's Detroit. I don't think that's going to be the case. And here we are, he took his time, built it up, and the Lions got a lot to look forward to. And we'll see if they can build off of the season they had last year, getting so close to the Super Bowl, but not quite there. But, Lions taking on the Giants. Already, unfortunately, though, not the best start because the NFL has fined the Giants and the Lions each $200,000 for multiple fights that broke out at joint practices between the teams this past week. On Monday, there was at least 4 kerfluffles, throwdowns that happened after plays where players rushed to the altercation from all sides of the field and peace was eventually restored. 2 of those fights involved Lions All-Pro receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown. One with safety Dane Belton and the other with rookie cornerback Drew Phillips. Giants quarterback Daniel Jones rushed into the tussle. Lions defensive back Emmanuel Mosley is out indefinitely after being injured in one of the fights. Again, I get it, the competition, but for any of these young players, I would just say, don't sit right there. Got himself injured over something stupid. Not the smartest move. And out indefinitely after being injured in a nonsense fight. Anyway, on Tuesday, Giants rookie Malik Neighbors got into a fist-swinging altercation with Lions safety Kirby Joseph. So hot. Everyone's hot. Everyone's excited. Everyone's ready to go. But look, don't fight. It's not going to do anyone any good. Same goes to the fans in the stands. If you think you're going to come away as the hero in an altercation in a stadium, you're not. You're not. No one's going to stand up and applaud you and go, yes, thank you, drunk guy covered in nacho cheese sauce, for fighting in front of me while I'm trying to enjoy the game. Thank you. That's never the case. Same thing with players. Don't fight. Please just get out there, play some football. We want to see it. So preseason tonight, Lions in New York, taking on the Giants. We're off, baby. Then there's plenty more games this weekend. That we'll get into, and we'll talk more about that tomorrow. But all right, I think that is going to do it. Sports on the Plan B Morning Show. We'll be back. Let's see. Yeah, Alan, so I'm sorry I just saw that. I'm glad I got to it, but I'm excited, man. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm ready for football season. I'm ready. I think it's going to be a good one. Kiki's not here, but I would say it to her face. I hope the Chiefs do terribly. I hope they do awful. I don't want to see the Chiefs anywhere near the Super Bowl. My dream would be that the Chiefs don't even make the playoffs this year. I would say that. I'm going to say that wholeheartedly. I mean it. I mean it 100% that I don't even want to see the Chiefs make the playoffs this year. Let's see. Oh, thank you. Yes, Michael. Closing ceremony is Sunday. Scotty, go Dolphins. Dolphins fan. Tua signed a pretty fat contract. We'll see what he can do with it. It's interesting, man. They're such a dynamic team, the Dolphins. They just and they've done really well, but it's like that final hump they need to get over. And maybe this will be the year. This will be the year. But I don't mind the Dolphins. I'll root for them. As long as they're not playing the Packers. Anybody who's playing the Packers, I don't root for, but don't mind the Dolphins. Anyway, anything I missed? Hope everyone's having a good morning. I'm just going to do back in the day for topic of the day. We'll do that. Have a little fun. Actually, let me get that brought up. Let's see if there's anything. Oh, yes. That's a fun one. It's a word I love. I love the word, and I use it quite a bit to describe if things are crazy. Anyway. All right, well, sit tight. 50 seconds. Oh, that's right, Scotty. You guys did. You did get ODP. We'll see how he's doing, man. I don't know. Here's the problem with Odell is he's wildly talented, and he's got a highlight reel. But the highlight reel is kind of old now at this point. That's the problem with Odell, and he's still riding on that. Those one-handed grabs, and I get it. He's still an athlete, but the problem with me is his highlight reel is getting a little old at this point. He hasn't added to it in a while, or as much as he should have, and the drama that he brings with him, and not the best attitude. Maybe it'll be different in Miami, maybe. But that's always been my thing with Odell is he's got an attitude problem and ego problem, and that's kind of hindered him. He needs to worry less about, that, more about adding to his highlight reel. But also a hell of a receiver. So we'll see. We'll see what he does. That's a good target for Tua. Here we go. All righty. Good morning. 7:47. It's the Plan B Morning Show. If you're just joining us, Kiki is off this morning. My co-host is taking the next couple days off because of family being in town, which is fine. I'm sure she was up late last night, partying with her sister, getting caught up and everything. So I'm flying solo today and tomorrow. Don't worry, though. I'll be fine. I only cry when the camera is off and the microphone is off. That's it, which is a lot. But, hey, we're getting right through it. I am streaming. If you want to join us, we'll be on for the next, 10 minutes or so, hanging out, get in on it. Have some fun before we'll wrap up this part of the show. I didn't put a topic together just because I poorly planned out what I was going to do today, but that's all right. Because you know what? Even when I don't plan something, I can figure it out. And why don't we do it? Another edition of Back in the Day. That's right. Back in the Day. We'll have a little fun with this. Do a little history lesson. Back in the day. August 8th. Let's go back 148 years ago. 1876. Thomas Edison received a patent for his mimeograph. I don't know what the mimeograph is. Is that a little printer thing? I don't know. What is the mimeograph? Mimeograph. I don't know. Mimeo, or is it no, it's mimeograph. What the hell is it? If anybody knows what that is exactly, I'd love to know. It sounds very old-timey. Other thing on this, the more I learn about Thomas Edison, the more I realize that guy was kind of a dick. He stole a lot of ideas. He was kind of a dick, but also maybe that's just because he was, his brain, the way his brain worked. I don't know, because he was smart. Maybe it came off kind of dickish because he was smarter than everyone else, or maybe he was just really good at stealing ideas and was a dick about it. I'm not sure. 55 years ago, August 8th, 1969, the Beatles did the photo shoot for the cover of their Abbey Road album. I don't know. I'm not going to sit here and and repeat my stance on the Beatles. Abbey Road, it's a good album, but I think the Beatles are overrated, and that's fine. We'll leave it at that. You don't get it, man. You don't get. That's what Beatles fans always say to me. You don't understand. All right, I'm sorry. I don't understand them. I don't understand the Beatles. Greatest band ever. Oh. I like other than John Lennon. I've never liked John Lennon. I honestly think he was a pompous, just a pompous ass who was very full of himself. In my opinion, the least talented of all the Beatles, Ringo included. That's just my take on it. That's just my take on John Lennon. And you won't convince me otherwise. I don't think he's as brilliant as everyone says. And Jesus, Yoko. He brought Yoko into this world. Well, he didn't bring her into it, but he gave her a platform, and that we should always be upset about. Yoko was forced upon us just because of who she married. John Lennon. Now we're all stuck with her. What are you doing, Yoko? Shut up. Anyway, but the Beatles themselves individually, Ringo, Paul, and oh my God, George, all very talented. Their stuff they did after the Beatles, I think, is brilliant stuff. Brilliant stuff. Anyway, let's see. 50 years ago, on August 8th, President Nixon in 1974 announced he would resign following new damaging revelations in the Watergate scandal. I will resign from the stance of president. I am not a crook. That's just the best. What a jowly man he was. I am not a crook. It's my Nixon. Not bad, huh? Not bad. Crazy, man. Nixon was interesting, to say the least. And his own paranoia, it is what he recorded everything, including himself doing illegal things, which I think is nuts. It just is crazy, man, to be that paranoid at that level of the office, which, again, I know I'm not president of the United States, never will be, even though I think I would be a great president of the United States. But I mean, you'd have to think, right? Don't you think in your mind, like, I'm going to record everything, but then not have the foresight to be like, I'm also recording me doing shady things. By the way, awesome movie with, and Kevin Spacey, whatever, personal life aside, he's a brilliant actor, but it's him and Michael Shannon. And it's when Elvis met Nixon. And I think it's Elvis Nixon, whatever it is. Just look up Michael Shannon, Kevin Spacey, Elvis Nixon movie. It's so good. And it's interesting because you have Michael Shannon playing Elvis, which is not a role I would ever like if I'm imagining Elvis, I wouldn't put Michael Shannon in that. But he does a really interesting take on the king. And then Spacey's Nixon is just perfect. It's just perfect. It's a true story. It's based on the time that Elvis just went to the White House and was like, "Hey man, I want to meet the president." And then he wants to be deputized so he can help fight the criminals and the drug problem. It's nuts. It's crazy. Anyway, go watch it. It's amazing. I love it. Michael Shannon is brilliant. He's one of my favorite actors. And then Kevin Spacey is just so good as Nixon. What else happened back in the day? 44 years ago, 1980. Oh, this is the one I was really excited about. Olivia Newton-John had her movie Xanadu released. It was her first movie after Grease and was a box office disaster. I don't know why I love the word Xanadu so much, but I just do. Like, I love saying it's Xanadu in there. It's my way to describe something that's crazy. If you've never seen Xanadu, don't worry about it. You're fine. It's not a good movie. It did horrible in the box office. It's just a poor movie. And you'd think that having like Electric Light Orchestra as the soundtrack, along with Olivia Newton-John, it wouldn't be so bad, but it's terrible. It's terrible, man. Just a bag of garbage, a bag of hot, wet garbage. But it's a great word. Xanadu. It's Xanadu in here, man. Oh, anything else? 36 years ago, 1988, August 8th, NWA released their debut album, Straight Outta Compton. Damn. You know, I know I'm a honky from the Midwest, but got to give respect. Props to that. Let's see. That's pretty much it. I think we hit the big ones. All right. Well, good enough. There you go. That's what happened. I did it wrong. That's what happened.
Back in the day.
All right. We're going to take a break. We got more coming up. It's the Plan B Morning Show. Stick around. All right. Good morning, Gavin. So Scott, it's the Mimograph is just a copy machine. Is that all it is? How does it copy stuff? I mean, it was invented in 1876. I'm gonna look this up. I'll look it up because, no offense, that didn't tell me enough. Hold on, going back to Edison promised Tesla $50,000 if he improved some of his shit because he didn't think he could do it. A year later, he did and gave him a little raise, saying Tesla didn't understand American humor. Is that true? I don't know. Yeah, just everything. It's like it's the same thing that, like, you know, when we're younger, we taught all this stuff. Oh, Edison, he did a light bulb, and he's so smart. He did all this great stuff, and then we all same thing with like Christopher Columbus. Oh, he discovered America, and he was great. But then we get older, and they're like, oh yeah, all this stuff we told you. They were actually really terrible people. They did terrible things, and they weren't good. I don't know why we were telling you school children that you need to look up to these people because they're not good people. Anyway. All right. Well, hey, thanks everyone for putting up with me today in my incoherent ramblings as I was by myself. But yeah, we'll be back in tomorrow. Kiki will still be off, but I'll have her back in on Monday. But we'll get through it. We'll get through this weekend. Have a great rest of your day. More to come on the Plan B Morning Show. We'll see you later.